It's time for our friend Kurt Schlichter to weigh in on all of this. He is a senior columnist at TownHall. He's also a veteran of the United States military and an attorney. Mr. Schlichter, good to have you back.
Be here. Hey, had a lot of fun at CPAC. I'm not telling.
Yeah, no, CPAC was good times. I think they should do it in Florida every year, personally. Tell me this, man. What do you think about Congress shutting down because of unspecified internet chatter about QAnon? While they have thousands of troops deployed, by the way, and fencing up and everything else.
The only people talking about QAnon are liberal media people. I mean, seriously, we just spent like 4 days surrounded by conservatives, often at close quarters, drinking. Did you hear anybody refer to Q in anything but like a joke? I mean, like even was there one person there going, no, man, Q's a real thing that exists. It's so freaking stupid. It's this weird fantasy boogeyman that they've invented. And it's hysterical. And now look, I'm for anything that keeps Congress from doing anything. Look, I mean, that's like, and if mythical capital letters are what it takes to keep Congress from performing mischief, fine, that's cool. What isn't cool is turning Capitol Hill into a fortress and screwing with our soldiers. Did you know several soldiers apparently had to go get medical treatment because the food that they were getting was so substandard? And, of course, 5 miles away is the Pentagon. You'd think somebody there would do something about it, but then again, they're probably planning intersectional operations.
How is it possible? I mean, this is something that I saw the headlines of this as well. We got members of the United States military deployed at in our nation's capital, at Capitol Hill, and they're being given like rotted, moldy food. I mean, I thought the Pentagon, they can't get these guys some MREs. Like, what's going on?
Look, the military is no longer a serious organization. And I hate to say that. I mean, 30 years ago right now, I was in Desert Storm. It had just pretty much ended. I was with 7 Corps, which was the greatest military formation in human history. And I know what competence looks like. This is a joke. They violate every basic rule of leadership. And the thing that galls me is it's not a secret. The generals are 5 miles away. They could be in their car over there unscrewing this in about 10 minutes, and they're not because they don't care, because that's not the priority. The priority is all this intersectional baloney that has taken away from the real focus of the military, which should be the ability to deter or defeat enemies.
How much of that is really going on right now with the intersectionality training and all this in the military? I mean, can you give us a sense of how and where that's actually happening?
That's happening at every level. And a lot of us veterans are getting a lot of feedback from people still in. They're like, Kurt, you don't know how bad this is. This is the entire focus. And the problem is you have, career officers, 14, 15 years. They're looking to make the last few to retire. And suddenly they're faced with this nonsense. Look, soldiers do what the commanders check. And if the commanders are checking boxes, that's what they're going to do. That's what's going to happen. If intersectionality is and all this nonsense is the most important thing, that's what the soldiers are going to do. And I think it's going to cost lives. And it doesn't make me happy to say it, but the fallout I'm seeing is most of us vets are now not recommending people join the military. This is heartbreaking to me. I spent 27 years in. I regret not a second of it. I think it was a great experience, but right now, in good conscience, I don't know if I can tell a young person you should join the military. I won't try and talk them out of it, at least not yet. But I don't think this is a place for somebody who is concerned about their own individuality, their own.
I mean, have we reached the point where even branches like the Marine Corps, the fabled Marine Corps, are they getting toxic masculinity training in the classroom? I mean, is that stuff happening?
Oh, absolutely. There's no safe space. The Special Forces guys are doing it. When you have the Special Forces guys being briefed on, extremists, that's a major problem. And of course, when you say extremist, when you use these kind of nebulous terms, what you're really doing is the political enemies of the people in power. So, the idea that there are tons of secret Nazis, running around in our military is idiotic, but there are a lot of conservative folks. Those are the target. Nobody cares about one random dude who's got a swastika, on his, tattooed on his heel. That one lunatic is not the issue. The issue for them is getting rid of mainstream conservative patriotic Americans and replacing them by people who are in lockstep. And I think we will see the equivalent, they won't call it that, but the equivalent political officers. And I mean, why not, at every level. And that is not an exaggeration.
That's what got Solzhenitsyn, political officer, when he was on the front fighting for the Russian people. And they decided to send Solzhenitsyn into the gulag because of some letters that the political officer got word about, and that's all it takes. It's actually one of the great reminders in the hunt for Red October. They kill the political officer. Sean Connery kills the political officer in the movie at the very beginning, and everybody's that's, we get it, because he's the equivalent of the political hall monitor, and I think that we're turning into a society right now where people are increasingly encouraged to snitch on one another, to ruin careers, to ruin lives, to ruin reputations, based upon constantly shifting political goalposts that the left makes up as they go along, too. I mean, that's the part of this that it's clear already. No one's actually safe from this, and this is why you have that guy, for The Bachelor, who just got fired, and now he's what I'm talking. I never watched the show, but whatever his name is. Yeah, I mean, first of all, The Bachelor I've never understood, because I understand the concept. You got a guy with 20 women fighting over him, and they're all talking about they're all talking about they're all talking about soulmates. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, this is actually not. If I were a woman, I don't know. I don't understand that. But let's get back to Chris Harrison, I think's his name. He's meeting with a racial. I don't know, some kind of racial counselor. That was the story today. And this stuff never actually really works, right? You bend the knee, you beg forgiveness, and you're still destroyed, you're still canceled. And now you don't even have your dignity. That's the problem.
Well, exactly. If you're a submissive, you're always going to be a submissive. Gina Carano is more man than most men in this society, because she just said, the hell with you. I'm not going to give in. I just don't care, and I think we need a lot more of that. These people have glass jaws, Buck. You punch them, and they fold. Gina Carano doesn't need The Mandalorian or whatever the hell that kid show is. She's a talent all on her own. And the rest of us need to do the same thing. I mean, look, but the funny thing is they usually go for the soft targets, like Dr. Seuss, right? Dr. Seuss was a damn communist sympathizer. I mean, he was just a hardcore leftist, and now they're trashing him, and I just think it's hilarious. But the point is, they will go for the soft targets. They go at other New York Times people, because they can't fight, and the guys can't apologize enough. We need to be the rock. When somebody comes up to you and says, "You're racist, sexist, imperialist," you ought to just kind of lift a middle finger and laugh at them. Do something about it. Come
There's
on.
a prescription from Colonel Kurt. Go check out his latest at TownHall.com. Mr. Kurt Schlichter, always a pleasure to have you on, sir. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks a lot, Buck.
Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.